Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. I was going to say Beyond the Ordinary Week, but it's Predictions Week. Um, we have over several years began every new season of the new year with Predictions Week, and Karen's been a staple in that in different ways, and of course on BTO. But what's been coming through in the last two calls that we had, and the buildup that I feel with the wisdom and the foresight. Um, I'll call it as a futurist that Karin can be, and is in many ways, that it's a buildup of a deep awareness, and an invitation of not just of the creation, but the excitement in the creation, the fun that we can have in it, how happy we can be in the creations that are taking place. Um, And so, again, Karen is going to masterfully lead us. I may not talk a lot because Karen goes, but we'll jump in. We'll take a lot of Q&A also. So if you all want to ask personal questions, raise your hand, type your questions into the chat box. We'll try to get to as much as possible in that. Um, but we are going to get into mastering the new Ascension spiritual law and energies. Karen's going to talk to us about decoding and finally navigating what I love the way she calls is the spooky Wookiees fearlessly. We'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit. And excavating, um, and healing our deepest wounds, and so much more. So it's going to be an extraordinary call. I'm so grateful that y'all are here. If you're listening to the replay, thank you for joining us there. And with that, Karen, welcome to the call.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. I love your whole community.
Mm.
Everybody is so advanced. I can go so far out there and they're right with me without what? Um, what? So I'm always grateful to be here with you and your community. Thank you.
Mm. So 2026, Karen, I have felt kind of like a horse waiting at the gate for the gate to drop and to run. Not that I know where I'm running to. I may a little bit. I kind of have an idea. And there's some seeds that have been planted that feel like they've taken root, but it's all like let go and let God. And I'm just curious, what momentum you're feeling, what's coming up in the sessions that you're having with clients and how you're leading and how spirit's informing you at this time.
Oh, wonderful. How did you know that? That's exactly what I was going to talk about today.
Perfect. Love that.
So, what I do want to talk about is, oh, where do I even start here? I want to talk about our next steps in our ascension.
Hmm.
And this one's really an exciting one. There's a lot of help coming in. And I just, to kind of catch people up, if this is the first time you've heard me talk, um, our ascension, has been going on for quite some time. And it's just when our spiritual team, our guidance, is guiding us forward to become more spiritual, to become more of our God self and from a slave. So in the very beginning, we kind of came in here, we were slaves. Our slave shackles got cut. And then we kind of wandered around and thought, God, I've been successful before, but nothing I'm doing works. What's going on? And that was the very first part of the ascension where we were asked to go in. And then we went through another, and I'm going to call that the ice. And I'm using kind of that scientific term of, ice, water, steam that we all learned, in the fourth grade science. And then we kind of got watery.
Hmm.
So the whole slave shackle cut was for us to go in and tap into our own knowing, our own trusting in ourselves, and start really trusting in our um, psychic abilities. Then we started melting and we got a little bit watery. And the only place that, we would go up in our head and it made no sense. It was soggy. It didn't, the only place that we could really learn um, and or create was just through our emotional system, and everything was watery and everything was unclear, but we just needed to trust it, analyze it, then put it in our tool brain, and then it started making more sense. We then went into steam mode, which literally was all of the energy within us that had nothing to do with who we were. And I call it kind of like the teapot that is screaming with steam coming out the top, where all of this um, steam kind of rose up and released on all of the things that you were taught you were, and all of the things that you were not, and you were holding on to, and you were trying to figure out, from your wounding. And so we went through all of that, and we're in a brand new place right now.
Mm.
And I'm very excited about this. We are in a place, so the next steps of our ascension have to do, and we're hearing many people talk about it, so this is not going to be groundbreaking, but our chakra system used to be individual. So if we were feeling vulnerable, what we would do, we'd go down to our ground, our ground chakra, and we would spin it and clear it, and we would try to clear it, and if we were feeling heartbroken, we would go into our heart chakra. And so what's been happening with all of us is that our ground chakra has connected in with our sacral and then with our solar plexus, and they're all taking on a complete one color, but they're all still light, they're taking on color. And while that was happening, our heart chakra connected with our voice chakra, our throat chakra, and our third eye. And so there was kind of this wonderful flowy thing that when we needed an answer, we kind of went in and everything was easier to access. It wouldn't be just like, oh, I'm feeling kind of scared, but it's like, oh, I'm kind of feeling scared, but I'm feeling scared because I'm about ready to create something new and I'm really excited about it. And so there was like a continuity with our creations. Well, what is happening now with all of us is the bottom chakras are connecting with the top chakras and moving its way up to live in our crown chakra, which means we have access to God source, all there is, all the time, as long as we want it. We can always step back down. So I'm going to leave that there right now. And I'm going to talk about the three-eye atlas. And I'm a storyteller. My guides help me create a story because I'm not a scientist. I don't know the science. I'm not interested in it. It puts me to sleep. And so the story that they told me about the three-eye atlas is, I believe last month, the comet appeared in our, I don't know, we saw it. I don't know what that's called. And what my team said was that if you looked at the comet itself, it was plasma, it was consciousness, it was intelligence. And my guides basically said it was the Federation starship of freedom, okay, and
Mm.
peace coming in to help. And as most of you know who have followed that comet, it kind of came into our system, kind of did, kind of a touchdown, and it is moving back around. What my guides said was that we all know we're here to bring peace on Earth. We all know we're here to save planet Earth. And we all know that most of us here are part of one, or most of us, many Starseed families. Most of us are here on behalf of the Starseed family to collect data, send back up. And so it's this education kind of, what do we need? And here's the healing and here's the whatever. So the other thing that they said is, if we look at the Three-Eye Atlas as the Freedom Mothership, as the Peace Mothership coming in to help us, it came in right at a time that we were, I talk about a scale a lot. We're on 49, and 49 is not ideal. 50 is, okay, it's okay. And 51, we're in safe ground. And
mm,
so we literally were in 49, and they actually helped infuse all of us with our memory of who we were, in a sense. It's why so many people that I talk to, their psychic abilities are like huge. It's just
mm,
like, wow, I'm really advancing. I know a lot more than I ever did. And the story that my guides told me is that the ETs, we all knew the ETs were coming in, and the news was talking about it, and people were scared, and who knows what else. And my team said that the ETs do not have permission to come in and ever mess around with our free will. The only time they can come in and intervene is if we're about ready to blow ourselves up. Okay.
mm,
And I use blow ourselves up is because several years ago, when Chernobyl blew, which is the power plant, many, many people saw a spaceship or whatever you would call it above, and it was sucking up all of the toxic waste.
right.
And so they kind of just said it's kind of this example. So what the ETs did, they came in on this little Freedom starship, and they lit up our DNA. It's why everybody's been exhausted. They just don't have the energy. They think they're getting sick. They don't know, they don't know why. But lit up the DNA and gave it enough light, which is why everybody was so tired, that it was able to send up a fractal antenna back to the mothership to download the information that we need when we need it, before we need it.
Mm,
So they told me that that is actually what happened when they broke. They just came in, they needed to give us all a little bit of a boost, and now they're going to do a drive-by, and who knows where they're going to go next. But that's why all of our psychic abilities are like really clear. It's also why we're tired, because they don't want us running around,
mm,
but they want us to know that we have just all successfully, each and every one of you has come in, and we are all from a generation of ancient, ancient, ancient souls, as most of you know, carrying codes from the future. We've had many, many lives here, but we've also had many, many lives up in the star systems. And we came here to bring peace on Earth. And what my team wants you to know, we are successful. We tipped that scale over to 51%. We're going to be fine.
mm,
And I know when I say that, people go, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm scared. It's crazy. The world is blowing up. And my team just wants you to know the reason that feels so big and so chaotic and so scary is we are so close to seeing the truth,
mm,
and that is going to free us. That is going to be our freedom. They also said, and they've never said this before, thankfully, because I think it would have overwhelmed many of us, but we literally came here to remove karma on earth for the very first time. We've never been able to do it. And I want everybody to give yourself a huge, huge, giant hug that you were part of doing that. We're
mm,
all going to be okay. It's going to be kind of scary as we watch, all of the old, old karma on this planet. All we're doing is witnessing every traumatic life we've been. Most of us here were at Atlantis when it fell. Most of us here, watched, what happened, in Egypt, where we knew the truth, but we couldn't speak our truths, etc. Oh, somebody here has just said karma cleanup on Island 9 in the chat. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Exactly. So we are here. We came to clear all karma on planet Earth. They also told me that all the new beings that are coming in, they're being born in fifth dimensional space. They're not coming in third dimension. And that's another reason for you to really hug, because you have been, each and every one of you have been on your own journey on self-discovery and discovering who you are and remembering your power and remembering your purpose for being here and remembering how important everything is and remembering that all you have to do is love yourself and everything's going to be okay. Um, and just give yourself a big high five there. Give yourself a big high five. You're part of it. It's one of the reasons that you came down here. You wouldn't have missed this for anything. You would have never been allowed to be here if you did not have the memory of having been in this trauma so many times, so many times. So this is going to be the very first time in the history of this planet that we're going to be karma free. And we are and what we are learning to do, what our team is teaching us to do. So I'm going to step over here. I'm trying to put too much in here. Um, so what we are learning how to do is, as our chakras all line up and we have access to bringing our energy source up into our crown, we literally become one with all there is, God, all there is, everybody. And that is where we are in our most empowered spaces. And I know every one of you has either just recently experienced that.
Mhm.
Some of you have been experiencing it for a little bit of time. And if you haven't, I promise you, you are going to experience it the next day or two. It's just going to happen. So, what we are being asked to do in our ascension, so I'm a firm believer that whatever is happening to us, it is our guards, our angels, our team, God, all there is, teaching us how to step up to the new ascension energy, because we came down here, we were just kind of, pieces of clay. We didn't know what we were doing. So what they are teaching us to do right now is you have access to all there is, and you have access to all of it. You may need to practice going there, but that's okay. You have access. You now have access. You have access to all of your star families. You already know you have access to, all of the angels and the ascended masters and, all there is. But right now, what's very special through my eyes is we are going to be given the information about about the star families. Most of us have spent many, many lifetimes in many of them, and what the special gift is that we came down with that matches with what needed to be done and our blueprint and the challenges. And so all of that is going to be given to us so that we can oh, this isn't me not being perfect. This isn't me I need to be better. This isn't me I've always been flawed. Oh, this is a challenge I came down to clear.
Hmm.
And anybody who has heard me speak, I work with a couple of pieces of spiritual law. The very first one is every thought you have, every feeling you have, every emotion you have, your words become things. So everything becomes a thing. If you don't like what you've just created, invoke the second spiritual law, according to me. And that is everything sent back to the light must go. So just send it back. If you like realize like, oh, I don't like what I've just created. I don't like what's coming up here. Um, just no going inward, no going, okay, I'm a great healer. Let me go look for the flaw within myself so I can heal that flaw. And there's no flaws. All of you are completely flawless. You're just crystalline light. You're a column of light. So you've got a spooky wookie that comes in. No trying to figure out why you attracted it. You attracted it because you're a healer. Okay.
Mhm.
That's it. And just send it back to the light to be transmuted to love and light, and it must go. And then if it didn't knock you down, some of the spooky wookies that are coming in, they kind of knock you down. And sometimes you just, okay, go back to the light and go take a nap. Get under the coveys, take a nap, set the alarm, and they kind of like feel and look like to me like they're like storm clouds or weather fronts moving on. Just let it move on, nap through it, reset, reboot, and you're fresh and ready to go. So most of us have been doing that. Most of us have been going in healing. There's nothing more to heal within us. We're just perfect light right now. So if you think that there's something wrong, what I want you to do is just like, okay, I'm just going to trust in this. And I'm going to ask you to show me proof that it works because I'm feeling vulnerable. Because when I was a good slave, if I took my eye off of the horizon with something coming to get me, it normally took me out if I ignored something. And so I'm not comfortable ignoring stuff. So I'm going to just trust you. I'm going to send this back to the light. I'm going to take a nap for 5 minutes is all you need. And I want you to show me proof immediately the benefit of me having just done that.
Mm.
And when you do that, that doesn't mean ta-da, you have a manifestation. It means ta-da, you feel an opening in your heart. You
Mhm.
might find a feather. You might see something that just gives you joy, but they will give you a lot of proof of the benefit of having just sent it away. Now, I also say that because right now we're also working with since so many of us have cleared most of our stuff. So, and let me go back to what they're teaching us how to do. And then I'm going to go back to that. Sorry about the jumping back and forth. But what they're teaching us to do right now is the best way to describe it is we just recently had a really, really interesting thing that happened with us. And what that thing was is we ended a cycle. And normally, when we end cycles, we have a little bit of grace and spaciousness to kind of celebrate, wow, I'm a completely different person. This was so powerful. But this time, what our guides, what our guides wanted us to do is stop that cycle, jump into the next one. And when we all did this, every one of you saw a glimpse of your destiny. You saw something sparkly. You saw something that really just made you, oh my gosh. And I want you to know that that's real. That's your destiny. Anything you want is in your destiny. Otherwise, whatever. So that is standing in your destiny. And your team wanted you to see it. Because the next thing that probably happened was the huge tsunami wave came of spooky wookie that almost took you out. And it was like, where did that come from? I thought I've done this work. And the reason that that is coming up now, while you're looking at what you want, and then having all the spooky wookies come in, and it's coming in big and scary, is because they want you to stop and take a deep, deep breath and say, ah, thank you.
Mm.
Thank you for reminding me that I am creating my future forward. And do I want to take the spooky wookie? into my future with me? I was like, no, send it back to the light. It must go. And if you've got the wherewithal, just replace it. And that might be, I want to feel a little bit safer. I want to feel a little bit more protected. I want to feel a little bit more financially safe, more financially protected. I want my shiny goodies that I saw at the thing. But so we're given a chance to clear some of the old karma that we just didn't do, whatever. So the big spooky wookie is many of us have done so much clearing, we've just done so much of this work that we are now working with universal. We're working with something so much bigger. We're working with, it's not going to have anything to do with us at all. And so those spooky wookies are coming in. And when it comes in, you're going to search for, why is this here? You're going to try to figure out why. You're going to find a spooky wookie in your life that would have attracted. It has nothing to do with that. So when those come in, I promise you, send them out to the light, take a nap, and if you have the wherewithal, create over it and just let it go. Just let it go. So many of us are dealing with big universal stuff. And a lot of it's just, we're here, we're clearing it for everybody. We're successful already. So it's still coming in to be cleared. It still needs to be cleared. And, um, and so that's what they're teaching us to do right now.
Hmm.
That's what they're teaching us to do.
Something that I've been feeling really strongly, especially this week on the calls with community, and it's certainly been my personal experience, is that when those triggers or fears are coming in now, and again, I feel it with y'all. I feel it. I can feel the collective energy of our community in particular, right? It's those triggers don't carry the spike that they used to. They're more centered and grounded. They don't take us as far away from our bodies as they used to. So it really speaks a lot to how we have been in this fluidity of growth and expansion and embodiment simultaneously. And yeah, we could have fears around money, around relationship, about what's happening in the world, but we're holding it with much more grace than we used to.
Right. Yes. Yeah, the way that my team explains it to me is in one hand we have the darkness, in the other hand we have the light. And when the spooky wookie comes in, we just combine. We
Mm,
remember the blessing of having healed it, and the darkness goes back to the light, and we come back, and then we're in
love that.
absolute balance.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful visual and beautiful to bring into meditation as well.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's just we've already learned everything that's coming in.
Mm,
We've done it so many times. And when we get scared, it's just like, not this time. Last
mm,
time I got afraid to talk and I watched my whole world fall down. We're not doing it this time. We're all
mhm.
here together singing Kumbaya, holding hands, and all very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Um, the other thing that is happening in this, yeah, thank you for that. That's really important and really strong. The other thing that's happening is that, we all kind of like, most of us, when we are a part of, a Starseed family, we are all one. We are all one big soul. We're all connected and we have our soul, but it's being hugged and protected by everybody else's. We have one gift or we have three gifts or whatever. And our only job is to express this gift. And as above, so below. So we are literally bringing heaven, it's just easier to use those words, down here where we are all combining in community. We're being supported. We've got a lot of support, and all we're being asked to do is authentically tap in to our special powers, our superpowers, our gifts, and express them. That is all that we're supposed to do. And everybody grows and everybody becomes more and everybody, um, and so we are literally bringing that down. And when you bring up the community, it's why community is so much stronger now than it's ever been and so important to so many is it's an opportunity to like sit with other people, feel the hug of the energy, be able to find our own uniqueness, our own fingerprint, express it, have people just like, oh my gosh, you can do that. That's like amazing. And so we're bringing all of that down onto Earth now at this time.
So,
Anybody?
something that I want to point out to Karen, this is really important. I'll call it a calibration, but some of y'all may describe it as a challenge. Because in that genius zone that we step into in our unique gift, if you will, as we start getting more into the rhythm of that, the way that we've navigated our doing, or we have to multitask, we have to carry the load, all that. We're gonna find that we have more time and we don't know what to do with it because our nervous system is gonna think that there's something wrong. And we're supposed to have that spaciousness. It's actually the gift of being able to experience the world that we're creating. And I'd love it if you just share a little bit more about that, again, that calibration slash challenge that many people are going to experience because it's going to feel strange for a little while.
It feels strange to many of us because we are stepping away from a belief that our value is what we do in the world. And your value today and tomorrow is how you move molecules. So
Oh, I
you're
love
not
this.
going, yeah, you're not going to be out there. But if you don't know how to build a house, you're not going to be out there like, I think this is a hammer. I'm going to hammer this little. We're not going to be doing that. What we're going to do is we're going to say, you know what I would love? I would love a house.
Mm,
And I would love for it to be this and that, and I'd love to have this be the scenery. And I would love, and people who are really good at building houses will go up and go, oh my gosh, I could have never thought of this. I can't wait to get on. And
mm,
they will build the house. And so
yeah.
all we're doing is moving the molecules into the light that we want to see the manifestation. And that's it. And it really is. The other piece that I want to bring in about the calibration is so many of us have come forth and we have loved people who don't love themselves. And when we come forth and we love people who don't love themselves, everything feels like a challenge. And it's not because you're not lovable, it's not because you're not loved, it's not because you're not perfect, it's because so many people just don't love themselves.
Mm.
So let's expand past that. So your only job right now, your only job, well, I always say only job and then I say three things, but your only job right now in this context, you're here to learn to love yourself and learn to love your human experience. And when you do that, even if you have something existing that you don't like, let's say you're working with some health issues, and so you don't like it, but if you just accept it, you take the energy out of it. Just accept it. No, I don't like it. Accept it. And it's and you actually kind of get to the point of being able to, again, to take the darkness and the light and merge it together and go, oh, now that I look at this, had I not experienced this health thing, I would have never got on this path that I'm on. I would have never discovered who I was and my superpowers and what I really wanted. And so there's a blessing in everything. So with even if you don't like something, they just kind of want you accept it and know that in that accepting of it, those two pieces are going to come together and it'll make a lot more sense. And it's not up to you anyway. My guides also said, and I love this, we've done this so many times. And when we were on the other side, we were creating this life with our counsel. We created incredible success for ourselves. Otherwise, we would have went like, nah, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to stay up here in heaven and drink tea. I don't know. Um, but we created incredible success. So if
Mhm.
we just let go, let God accept whatever is, we're going to be guided to the highest and best destiny that we could ever imagine.
Mm,
And so all we're doing now is just learning how to really love the human experience. One of the pieces my guides told me, which was interesting, I don't know if I'm just let them come through, is that we are at a point right now. Our superpower is our heart. Our superpower is our love. And
mhm,
so we kind of came through a thing that we were, well, we've got AI and that'll help me think. And we've got, science and we've got all these things. And we don't want anybody like, oh, I hate my brain. Let me just take some drugs. Let me just put, a sheet of steel in my brain so I don't have to think. Hey, do I even need my body? I think they could probably contain my soul someplace. I don't even need but we're really at a point where we're saying, no, the human condition, the human experience is about the heart. And just because
mhm,
something hurts does not mean it's bad. It's not like, if you're not happy, happy, joy, joy, you're mismanaging your life. No, not at all. Not at all.
mhm.
It's just about, merging the darkness and the light together.
Beautiful. Oh, I've
Yeah.
been having so many experiences of that lately, like deep, profound experiences. But they're not scary. That they actually feel really balanced and just illuminating with no judgment, but just a receptivity of all of it, which is extraordinary. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of y'all are having those experiences in one way or another. Um, it's amazing what's coming through.
Yeah. Everybody I'm talking to is having some version of this.
Hmm.
And it's because every time we heal something within ourselves or we accept it, that energy goes up through that huge big, it feels like a funnel to me. It blankets the whole universe up and down on the planet, and
Hmm.
everybody gets healed.
Right.
And when everybody gets healed a little bit, they're able to do a little bit more healing. And again, we're on 51, we're going to 52, 53, 60,
Hmm.
75. We're going full out to 100 here.
Amazing, amazing. It's fascinating again in my personal experience, and I want to reflect back to you because I have a feeling some of y'all are experiencing this also. I'm experiencing this level of compassion and understanding for different situations in my life, for other people in different ways, but the compassion doesn't come with the stories of something unhealed within me or holding such a space. Oh, I know how deeply it hurt because I'm carrying that hurt and I'm trying to heal it, or I still have the story that I've healed it. It actually carries a strength of the experience, but without the relevance of the history of it. So the relevance of the trauma, of the darkness, and how much authority that was given to it because we were still trying to embody the healing of it is shifting. And again, that's part of the release of that karma. It just doesn't exist in the field in the way that it used to.
Not at all. You're moving the molecules.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great way of saying it. But it's so notable. I'm not making it up. It's not something that like I'm kind of feeling this. It just is.
Yeah, no, it just is. And yeah, this is so powerful. This is so
Mm,
powerful. So powerful.
so amazing. Karen, I want to hop on some Q&A. I know there's a lot of people have questions and it's y'all want to take an inhale and exhale with me, just like
I
just
need
receive all
to.
that. God, there's so much. Y'all, the replay's coming, but there's a lot that's moving through. And Karen, I just love the way that you just synthesize it so that we can receive um, and relax into um, what we're being offered, what we're being offered and what we're stepping into as well. So it's so beautiful. All right, y'all, let's start going into some Q&A. Was there something else that you wanted to share before we went into Q&A, Karen, before we
I have no idea because they're coming in, they're leaving, I'm on my own, then they come back in. And so they're being told somebody's going to ask about it. And I'll go, oh, good, thanks.
That's what I was feeling also. So that's why I felt good about starting the Q&A. Hey, and we're going to get into a special offer also. There's an amazing collective that you're going to be able to drop into to get into Galactic Family, Starseed Family, and Purpose, and what is being invoked from there. And of course, with Karen, every time she's on, she brings on a very generous offer to have a one-on-one session with her. I'm excited about mine. Karen called me on the last call, and she was right. Um, but I want to follow up to see what else wants to be excavated from that from the illumination of different patterns that I was functioning from, which is I'm excited about. The link for the special offer, if you know that you want to participate, you know you want to book a session, it's in the chat box. You can click on the special offer link underneath the video where you're watching the call from, and we'll get more detailed about the special offer in a little bit. But let's go ahead and start with live callers. And Adele, I want to start with you. Welcome to the call.
John, hi Karen. I
Hi,
didn't
Hello.
how
know
are
if I was going
you?
to make it to this call today, so I'm really glad I did. And I so agree with everything you're talking about. So, my question today is with the dark and the light and everything moving, sometimes I am so clear, so in my truth of talking, and then 5 minutes later, my mouth takes a trip somewhere else. I
Mm,
cannot speak, cannot get words out, and the people I'm trying to talk to just don't understand. And I'm like, is this part of the dark, the light, the shifting? Like, I don't know.
mm,
What if it's your team's way of telling you, enough is said? Take a couple of deep breaths. You've done your work.
mhm,
Well, I could see that in some incidences, but I was invited to a call, and
Mm-hmm.
and it was like the person asking the questions wasn't hearing anything I was saying. Like I couldn't figure out. I'm like, okay, how more can I like in a bad way dumb it down, right? Because I'm used to being in the spiritual world all day, so I can talk
Mm-hmm.
for a million years, right? I couldn't get it onto earthly words,
Beautiful.
and then I was
Congratulations.
frustrated.
All right. Awesome.
No, you do
Right?
not, that is not who you are. You work at a very high spiritual level. And for you to dumb it down is not in service at all.
Mm.
And I love that you had that experience
Yeah.
because not every conversation is meant for you.
Mm.
And if you, and if it is, well, and if you, was it just one conversation or was it an interview?
Well, there's supposed to be more, but I'm like, I don't even know why I showed up to the first conversation. Right? Like it just
Yeah.
and it was funny because before coming onto this call, I was talking to a friend about it, and he goes, "You went?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I don't know." but but you are said like so I shouldn't entertain this anymore.
You have a very important community that is actually praying for you right now.
Mm.
And that you will know that you found them when they resonate, they hear you, that even if you, because you put a lot of energy out. It's not the words per
Yeah.
se,
Yeah.
it's the energy. And so that was a beautiful example of you working, with a beautiful community, but not yours.
Mhm.
And
Something that's coming up really profoundly, and this is a thing of alignment and integrity also. And Karen, I'd love it if you'd expound on this and that I'll see if it lands for you.
Okay.
As we're sharing things, if we are energetically or mentally or psychically trying to convince the other side and we're expending energy and we come out tired, it's like, hold on a second. Where did I lose myself in this? Because I'm trying to manipulate being received. I'm trying to manipulate an outcome. I've stepped out of my authority and lost myself and drained myself because I was trying to be something for someone else that I'm obviously not supposed to be. And
Well,
then, of course, like Karen is saying, it's like some places it's like, oh, okay, there's just an opening here. It's like, wonderful. I'm sure you received something. I trust that whatever came from me through that innocent space that I'm a channel for landed. And I trust that it landed exactly where it was supposed to be. And then we can just let go and just give
yeah.
it back up. Like Karen says, let it go and let the guides handle it. Because you showed up. You did what you were called to do. And then you can check in on the next one. It doesn't mean you leave everything behind. But if it doesn't feel right and it doesn't excite you, if you're efforting because it's supposed to fit, that may be a clue for you.
Well, and I'm glad you said that because I knew it wasn't a fit, but I felt
Oh.
There you go.
obligated to. I felt
There you go.
obligated,
Okay.
and I was like, "This isn't gonna go right." And I was
Welcome to my
doing.
world. Whenever I
I.
step into something that isn't for me, it collapses. It's
I
just
know.
it fails before it even starts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
me
you know the
too.
answer. You know the answer.
Yeah.
Love, thank you for coming
Yeah.
on.
Thanks for the confirmation. I really really
Yes.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
what your team wants you to really practice is putting yourself first. This is about
Mm,
self-love.
Yeah.
nice.
And this is about
Mhm.
loving yourself so much that you no more fawning over others so that they feel okay.
Mhm.
And I use the word fawning it's a panic response that we have. It's a trauma response that
Yeah.
fits right in with, freeze, fight, flee, and fawn. And so you're fawning, trying to heal people, you're trying to make them feel better, but we choose who that is. And next time, it's very easy to like, I'm not going to be able to do this, and then just send some really beautiful molecules over. Yeah, may you be blessed with everything you need. May you be blessed with bringing in people who are going to resonate with your crowd, and then you can move on and be in service in a much larger and more appropriate way for you.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you said that because that's how I feel since
Yeah.
26 came in. I'm just like, no more playing small. I'm here for the big stage and
Beautiful.
I'm here.
Do it. Do
So,
it, Adele.
Yeah,
Do it. You got
you
it.
you are.
all right.
You
All right.
are. It's going to be
Blessings.
bigger than you can even
Oh,
imagine today.
I love that you're
So
saying that.
I'm
All right, Adele. Thank you
okay.
for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Let's go. And I don't mean to cut it short, but I want to get to a lot of people because so many people have their hands up. Um, Joni, let's go to you. Welcome to the call. Is it Joni? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes, you are. Hi,
Okay, good.
John. Thank you so much for all you do.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Right.
amazing.
My honor.
Yeah. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I've worked with you before, and your readings are always amazing.
Mhm.
Aw.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, what do you see for me today, or in the future here?
Hmm. Yeah, you're actually being nudged to go forward and do something that you're kind of feeling a little bit unprepared for. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna shine.
Mhm.
So go ahead and take the first step. It's very and what I want you to do, and I want you to laugh when you're doing it. I want you to go, I have never been this scared my whole life, but phew, this might be really good. Okay.
Yeah.
And take that leap. I oftentimes refer to it as grab your shaking guts in your hand. And you're going to be on the count of three, you're going to jump into the ocean, you're going to sink to the bottom, you're going to drown, you're going to be dead in 20 minutes, 20 seconds. I have no idea how fast you drown. And go, and do a wink to yourself, grab your shaking guts in your hand, go one, two, three, jump. And
Mhm.
that ocean is going to turn into a mud puddle. This is going to be the most fun thing you've ever done.
Oh, that sounds great.
Whatever it is, it's really big.
Mhm.
It's your purposeful work.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
Mhm.
was thinking of something different.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I was thinking of a move, so there's something more, but there is something behind. I feel like they're kind of together.
Actually, yes.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's even more exciting.
Yeah, I always say the move's going to be really important is because there's something about the zip code that has an energy that's going to extract something really amazing from you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Beautiful. All right,
Yeah,
Joni, be excited.
congratulations. Yeah.
Yes,
Be
thank
excited. Carry
you.
that forward. Like
Yeah, I
be in
will.
relationship with excitement, right?
Right.
Right. When you're talking to your team, if you woke up every day and said, "Okay, surprise and delight me today,"
Hmm.
you would not believe what would happen.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, Joni,
Okay.
blessings to you. Have fun.
Congratulations. Yeah,
Thank
you're on your
you.
way.
You're so welcome. Tanya, let's go to you. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you, John.
Hmm.
Hello, Karen. You have really been speaking to me tonight. This is the first time I've heard you speak, and yes, you really, I almost feel like you've already answered my question before I even asked it. Um, but you had an example you were talking about earlier was if you have a health issue. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm going through right now. In 2025, I had like 5 different health issues that's just slammed me. And one, and then that resolved, and another, and that resolved, and another, and that resolved. And I got in the process, I became extremely negative. I can't even tell you the number of times I've said, the universe doesn't want me to be happy. And I felt like I can't be happy. And I still have one lingering health issue. And again, it isn't going to kill me. It's not like a fatal thing, but it has a potential to impact me in a very negative way. And I guess I'm just kind of trying to deal with that. And I know you talked about just accepting it and taking the energy out of it. Is that kind of where I need to go with this? I'm just, it's gotten so bad. I'm having dreams where people try to kill me in my dreams. And that sounds so negative. They're repetitive. I mean, it's kind of, I've just been in a panic.
Okay, take a deep, deep breath.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, this one's going to be fine. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one, they want you to really kind of look at what this thing is and keep asking. It's like, what is what's the gift of this? And it might be easier to go through the other ones and like, what did I gain from having, gone through that process, healing that process? What did I gain? What did I get interested in that I would have not been interested in? What did I learn while I was doing it? So they're kind of guiding you towards your destiny. And your destiny is not one that you're going to be miserable and you're going to be sick. That's not your destiny. It it feels to me like this is about unconditional self-love, and this is all just about loving everything about you, even if you're laughing while you're saying it
Mm-hmm.
and going, "I'm the only one in the world that like loves this big fat belly on me." But I love it, but really just unconditional self-love. And start asking for what the gift is. They're also telling me to tell you the other thing to do is, I don't know what it is, but give it a form in your body. And I don't need to know what it is, but give it a form. And then ask its permission for you to remove it out of your body. And you'll hear a yes. And take this form, whatever this form is, and move it into your auric field And then ask it again. Are you comfortable? May I move it out of my auric field and out into the world at large? It will
Okay.
say yes. Okay.
What
And
is
then,
my auric field? I'm not
uh,
sure about what is my auric field.
oh, your auric field is, we all have an auric field. It's where our soul kind of expresses itself out. And everybody's goes at different directions. Right now, yours is fairly tight. Tightened in, so you kind of move from about 1.5 feet to 2 feet. And so, and it doesn't matter. All you need to do is just ask this form, I'm going to place you outside of my auric field. Is that okay? And they will say yes. And go ahead and in your imagination, pick it up, move it out. And then I want you to picture it as a cartoon character.
Okay.
And I want you to ask it what it wants or just witness what it does.
Okay.
And it may be like angry. It may, it may be like Tasmanian devil and spinning. And, it might also just literally be like, a little cartoon character that goes, yippee, I'm free, right? Whatever happens. And
Okay.
then ask, and then let it know you're going to keep it on the outside of you. And at least that way you can get a little bit of a clue as to what it's trying to show you. That, you keep developing these things because of, the negativity and the expecting the worst to happen and, all of that. And so
Yes,
it's,
always.
yes.
Mhm.
So, yeah, give it a chance to free itself.
Okay.
And can I do one more? May I say one more thing here?
Absolutely.
So one of the processes that my team showed me, which was probably it was groundbreaking for me, is that we are an accumulation of every decision we've ever made. Most of our decision making was already kind of done when we were little, when we were traumatized. And when I look at that, it shows up kind of like this gauzy scrim on your auric field. And so what my team asked me to do and actually share is that, before you wake up in the morning, before you open your eyes or when you're in meditation, just invoke the very first law, the spiritual law, everything sent back to the light must go. And just ask your team to remove every scrim on your auric field that no longer serves who you are today or who you're becoming, and have them just send it right back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. And you will start having pictures of what your hair trigger decision making has been, which hasn't been in service to who you are.
Right. Yeah.
But I experienced incredible healing like overnight by that alone. So I encourage you to do that.
Okay. Thank you
And
so much.
everybody, yeah, everybody.
Thank you.
Tanya, thank you
Yeah,
so much. Blessings on your journey of your health and everything that's coming up.
yeah,
Yes.
congratulations, you're almost there.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, y'all, we're going to get into more Q&A. I want to get to the special offer right now so that we have ample time in case some of y'all need to leave a little bit earlier than when we end, um, to find out why this is such an amazing offer. Click on the special offer button if you would underneath the video where you're watching live or on the replay. The link's in the chat box. You can always find the special offers at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. You'll find Karen's picture on there. Click on the special offer button. It'll pop up magically. Amazing technology. Um, and with that,
Ta-da,
Karen,
fabulous.
let everybody know what they're going to be participating in when they sign up for either package A or B.
Okay, so package A, what I'm going to do, what I want to do is I'm going to tell you why I wanted to do this.
Hmm.
When I was younger, I was invited up to a Palladian ship. I've been invited to an Arcturian ship. I was invited to another ship. and I don't know which one that was. And then I would have other people come in and tell me, "Oh, you're a Arcturian," or and it got really confusing for me. And one of the reasons it was confusing is I didn't realize I was an old soul. I had been in a lot of them.
Mm,
So, and that's going to be true for most of you. And so, what I wanted to do was really go after, the main systems, the main star family, and talk about what life was like there, what your strengths are, what you came down here with, what strengths, and the challenges, because it's not like up in, say, the Pleiades. Yeah, okay.
mm,
And so I want to cover as many of the star systems. So without telling you which star system, because it's going to, when you fulfill your mission, you collect your data, you upload it to the star system. And then what they do with that is they download to the new little baby star seeds here that are lost. So you're
mm.
actually helping your wider community do it. And then you move on to the next one and you have a brand new challenge. So what I want to do is go through as many of the star systems, the star families that I can think of. And so you can identify which star system you're working with, which ones you've been in, and I just think it's going to be far more empowering for you to be able to do it rather than you ask somebody like me, which one am I from? And then, oh, well, somebody else said I was with another one and we're both right, but it's confusing. So I'm going
I
to,
want to pause you and tell you from my experience and the Starseed lineage and the way that certain people, again, feel into the resonance of a particular planetary influence. But my personal experience is, for example, for a long time, I felt this very strong Larian energy. It was really strong, but something in it's like I completed something in it and I moved on to something else. And
yes,
I don't identify as just that. It's I have an awareness of different places where I am embodying, downloading, and transmitting information from. And then there's like an evolution. It's all part of the wholeness, not part of the separation of the unity, right? And so I
right.
think this is so important the way that you're teaching, and I so appreciate because I don't know anybody who has taught it in this way. So thank you.
Well, I'm biting my nails. This is what my guides want to do. And it's like, well, I don't
Amazing.
do this.
Amazing. Well, again, based on my
Okay.
personal experience, this is so spot on.
Yeah, well, I think it's spot on for a lot of people. It's just
Mhm,
confusing. But I love the idea that people can identify
mhm.
where they're from. They can identify the big challenge. They can move it out immediately and, tick next, you know. And not feel like there's something that they're flawed as a human, that there's something wrong with them. They're not good enough. They're not worthy enough. They're too much. They're not enough. They're all of this stuff. It's just like, no, I've got huge, huge things to do here.
So
And
there's
let's
two
simplify
weeks.
it.
There's 2 weeks in this particular gathering.
Yeah, two
Uh,
weeks, 2 hours a week. So it'll be an accumulation of 4 weeks, 4 hours of going through the whole thing. So that is package A. I don't know what the prices are. Um,
it's
but
$125 for package A.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. And
And
and a
then,
two payment option on that, yes.
okay, thank you. And then the package B is the 2 week class, the 4 hour class with Starseed lineage. And a 60-minute reading with me. And
Mm.
in my readings, what I do is I call in your whole team. They do a rendezvous with mine. They tell me what you need to know. So I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't know. You're going to know it. I'm just going to be able to confirm for you. And you're going to like, oh, I was kind of hoping that. And I'm going to be able to confirm a lot of stuff that you were actually hoping for. I'm able to reach into the Akashic records. So sometimes you're tapped into a life that is influencing what's happening in your life now, and we can go ahead and just move that forward. Sometimes it is just proof that you're right on the right path and you're going someplace beautiful. I never know what's going on. Sometimes your galactic, intergalactic families come in and want to help. I never know what is going to happen, but the one thing that is very, very common is most people say, "Oh my gosh, this was the first time I really felt seen, and I have hope for the very first time." So.
Mhm.
So package B is a reading and the class. So, and that is, drum roll, how much?
175.
Okay.
175 with a two payment option. It gets a 1 hour, 60-minute personal reading with Karen. And it's not just the relief that comes from the confirmation, if you will. But there's also a lot of energy that shifts, even as Karen is channeling and just receiving information and giving it to us from her guides and your guides. There's a lot of clearing that's like, well, she'll say, well, just give it to them. And that happens a lot. And it's not just a mental thing. When Karen's holding that space for us, it's like someone's helping us lift the backpack off and out. And the guides are doing that as well. So it's illuminating and healing on so many levels. And you just feel lighter after the session. It's like, oh God, that was good. It's really like you took off that heavy backpack and there's a permission to just relax into that relational dynamic that was just shared with you, which is so beautiful. So her
Yeah.
sessions are really extraordinary.
And the other thing is, come with a bunch of questions or come with none. I don't
Mhm.
need a question. I don't need whatever you want.
I show up and Karen just goes because my guides are just like, go, 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 go,
Oh,
go.
oh yeah. I mean, your guides are just like pushing each other out of the way. No, I have another thing to say.
Right. Welcome to my world.
Right.
It's awesome. Oh, I hope you take advantage of this. It's a gift from Karen and from Beyond the Ordinary to our community for Predictions Week. And amazing. How wonderful to begin the year just with the feeling that there's so much support, um, and then embodying the awareness that there truly is and what's possible with that. What can we create knowing that we are supported? Um, and again, the Starseed origin, it's the way you're teaching it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Y'all,
listen.
the link for the special offer again, it's in the chat box. Uh, Special offer button on the video page where you're watching the call from. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll find the link for the special offer in the comment section as well. Um, and Karen, let's drop into some more Q&A.
Okay.
All right, let's go here. Rosalind, welcome to the call.
Hi, thank you so much.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Hi, Karen. Um,
Hi.
Thank you so much for this conversation. It's really, and on the other callers and questions, it felt very personal to me. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't know that I have a million questions, but I'm actually just trusting coming on, being terrified to do that and having a hot flash. But just knowing I'm supposed to, because whatever is for me is also for others. So rather than ask a question, I'm just gonna just show up and say, what do you have for me to know?
Hmm.
Wow. With you just showing up, not having a question, with you feeling like you're having a hot flash, where you've like, I don't know what I'm doing. You are literally showing other people how to do it. You showed up, you were articulate, you look elegant, you look purposeful, and all that shaking guts in your hand and oh no, I'm gonna die is completely gone. So you're role modeling leadership to many others. So I'm also going to say the other thing that I want to, it's something that's within kind of your life purpose. And that's why whatever, anytime you've gone through life, and I'm going to say, and you've had, spooky wookies take you out. Other people might say, "Oh, you failed," but you've always been watched by others as a leader. And it was not that you failed and like, oh, look at her, she failed. It was like, oh, look at how graceful. Look at what can I learn by watching her do that. And so you are one being that you are a leader. People watch you, people pay attention to to how you show up, and you're actually teaching leadership to people who literally, when they think about standing up, they literally picture themselves burning at the stake. Okay. And
I get it. Yeah.
yeah, all my little burned witches here. Yeah, nice to see you all. Yay.
I was wondering what my gifts are to share as I'm starting to build my business, which I've been a healer for 30 more years, but that I just have to show up. I think so many of us on these calls are showing up and like putting a website and putting it together and allowing myself to be seen and found. But I think wondering like what is the particular, I mean, I know what people get in a session, but naming that. Yeah, so maybe you just named it, just being willing to be seen and be vulnerable and be messy.
Yeah, because it doesn't look messy. It's very empowering to people.
Mm.
And
Mm.
you actually came in as a role model. Are you going to start teaching?
Karen, I don't even really know what I'm gonna do. Like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do know because I know what my healing sessions are, but I am being called out in a way that I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to do something that I don't know what it is, and I know what I've done, but I'm like, what's this thing that I'm being called to do? And I just keep envisioning mountains, and I'm having, it's just I'm being initiated so quickly and so fast, and I'm just trying to show up, but the thing isn't here. And I want my
Rose,
personal life, and I'm trying to like anyway. I'm just like trying. It just feels like it's all in my imagination.
Rosa, would you
Um,
be open to me sharing something? And I'd love Karen to add to it after I share.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it.
In the guidance and the knowing that you're to guide in that way and to heal, if you will, other people. There's a part that I see that the surrender that you're a priority. You're
Mm,
even when you came on and asked, I know it's for me, but I know it's for everybody.
mm,
You hold the space that the person who's in front of you or the people that are in group with you, that they're a priority. And it's beautiful, but it's going to come across so much more stronger if they have an example of someone embodying that priority. So we're not
mm,
holding hands in that particular way. They're coming to you because y- you've navigated to a place where they aren't, and you hold that because you have the foundation of being able to see them in that way. But there's something that's saying claim to ask for what you need, claim to be who you be without excuse. And if you don't know, just ask and let it show up.
and it's okay if you don't know.
Exactly.
Sometimes we're in creation. And the other thing that you've done really beautifully, and I'm going to give
Mm,
words to it, is you've literally gone up to your whole team and said, please make
mm,
sure that everybody on this planet who is praying for what I can give them is able to find me easily.
mm,
thank you.
And it's really beautiful. Whatever you're going to be doing, and they're not showing me because
mm,
I think they want to surprise and delight you, there's going to be a legacy piece to it. I'm looking at,
mm,
that cliche where you throw a pebble in a pond and it ripples.
Mm,
So I'm looking at your career doing that, which always to me says it's going to be legacy. People are going to know your name, whatever it's going to be. And the next thing that your guides want you to do is what sounds most fun.
yeah.
Not what do you think is going to bring in the most money.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
No, I
blah,
always worked one-on-one, and what I hear from people is I hear your voice in my head years later. Like there is some like evolution or spiral that happens over time. And John, what you said brought up to me something about ego. And so there's something there for me to think about or figure
mm.
out. Um, but I appreciate it. This really pushes me to even like to show up. So
Amazing. Amazing.
I appreciate
I see you falling on your knees,
mm,
recognizing the gifts that you're sharing with other people and how much it fills you simultaneously and just sobbing in gratitude.
mm,
No.
Just like it's like and the release of coming home to that. That's what I see for you. So beautiful.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're
Yeah.
you're gonna
Mhm.
you are gonna be so happy and fulfilled. And for you, it's just being in service. but I mean, really being in service, I think to many, many more than, um,
She has
to
no
many,
idea.
many more.
She
Yeah.
has no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I'll have company on the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
You'll have
Blessings,
company.
Rosalind.
You'll have company. You'll have
Oh
company
my
when
God,
you
this is fun.
fall wildly in love with yourself.
Hmm.
Your person is waiting for that and also working on it themselves. But yeah, you'll have company. That's because if you want it, it's part of your destiny. Otherwise,
I love hearing that. Yes, I'm going to deal with my impatience, but thank you. Thank you both so
yeah. I mean, I always say it's like, there are people on the planet that their life goal is to scrape tartar off of teeth.
much.
And if that is the dental hygienist you want,
Right.
but
Mhm.
and they do it, and that's their destiny, and they're the best in the world. But if you want it, it's part of your destiny.
Thank you. Blessings.
And yeah, and
Blessings, Rosalind.
you also created this life. You wouldn't have settled for less because you wouldn't have settled for less.
Hmm.
Oh, I can talk
There you go.
forever. Okay, let's
You,
keep
you,
moving.
you want to dive deep into her. It's like, all right, y'all need to have a private call. Um, we're going to move on, Rosalind. Thank you for coming on. It's wonderful to have
Yeah.
you here. Lila, let's go to you now. Welcome.
Hello, happy
Is it
2026.
is it
Hi,
Layla or
how are
Lila? I always
you?
forget.
I know you say this every time, John. It's Layla.
Layla, thank you.
Layla.
Layla.
Like
Okay.
put a lay around my neck, Layla.
Yeah, Layla.
Layla.
Yeah. I'm curious about these issues I'm having with my car. It keeps like I just about resolved an issue with my car that has been going on for almost 6 months. And the day before that was going to be resolved, a brand new, pretty big issue with my car came, and I think things in the energetic world are coming to me through my car, and I'm just wondering if you have any clarity about what is being worked out through these issues with my car.
Are you okay just handing it all over, moving the molecules that it just gets taken care of like a miracle?
I'm vacillating. I felt myself get really scared today and yesterday, and then in about like within 2 minutes, I'm like, oh, it's all gonna work out. And then I'm back on the other and having a hard time staying in that.
Okay. So when the spooky wookies come up, just like, off to the light you go, you bad boy. Okay. So what you're doing is you're navigating the dark and the light and looking for the gift. And the gift is you have no reason to be scared. You're moving molecules. You can create miracles.
Mhm.
You can even create huge amounts of money to take care of the whole thing or whatever is going to be the best for you. And having navigated this, and it looks like things are going to kind of come to an end when you just decide, okay, I understand what this is helping me with. And my gift is I'm just going to move the molecules, have it all taken care of, surprise and delight me. And I will
Okay,
never
so
forget my power again.
okay, so then when you say move the molecules, because I don't really know whether it's better to try to get a new car, try to keep the car I have and fix it. So do you think just let that go and let not have um the creation of which choice it is, let the universe decide, or do I decide and then watch the molecules move in that direction?
Hmm.
Yes, you're actually deciding and you're creating what you want. You are not creating the how-to. They'll do
Mhm.
that for you. You are creating with them. Okay, I want to feel comfortable in my car. I want to feel safe. I want to feel like, that I don't ever even give it a thought. I just want to feel happy when I'm in my car. So you guys surprise and delight me with the very best option for me. and let them figure it out. They can move the moon and the stars. They can move everything. They can make anything happen. They can make any miracle happen. So allow them, they can also see a lot farther. Let them decide what it's going to be.
Yeah,
Karen, well, one thing I want to ask because I'm certainly curious, and someone talked about patience earlier. A lot of times we want to move a lot quicker than the messages that we're receiving.
Mhm.
What's a practice that we can get into so that we're really following the momentum of the guidance rather than the ego that says that something needs to happen before we're looking, if you will?
Well, your mantra is always, this will be resolved before it needs to be. Number one.
Mhm. Okay.
Number two, it's really, really tough is because we go right into lack pictures. We get fearful, we get more fearful, we create more lack. We go down that road. So you just want to send that back to the light, take a nap. That's it.
Mm.
And the other thing that we want to do is kind of understand, I'm going to go a bigger conceptual, but your team, your spiritual team, all of these, beautiful, beautiful beings who are helping you move along. They've been with you since you were tiny. They've witnessed every time you've been so excited. They have witnessed every time. I always put all of you in the tub with, a bubble hairdo and telling your favorite tub toy what you're going to be when you grow up. They have been with you the whole time. They know what's going to blossom your heart. They know you maybe better than you know yourself or can remember. And just know that if things are not manifesting immediately, there's divine timing in the way where what they are going to deliver to you is something so much greater than you would have ever believed could happen. So like an instance, with, the car. So you guys just take care of it, just surprise and delight me. And you know what I want. I want to feel safe in my car. I want to feel comfortable in my car. I want it, whatever it is that you want. I want it to be red. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And hand it over to them. And don't be surprised if a friend of a friend has somebody moving back east or they're moving to Europe and they need to sell their car, but they don't, and it just happens to be the car that you've always wanted, but you just could never justify. So divine timing is really when things get delayed, it's because they're going to give you something even better than you're asking for.
Mm.
And they will deliver before you need it.
okay.
Mhm.
That 11th hour stuff, I'm I
It's
don't
a,
like the
Karen, I
11th
know
hour.
You and I spoke about that earlier, and sometimes we create ourselves, sometimes it's just happening.
Right.
Karen laughs because it's mine's self-imposed, but that's all right. That's all right. It's part of my charm, I guess.
All of ours is, it all is.
Layla, thank you for coming on. Good luck with your
Yeah,
card.
thank you. Good luck. I cannot wait to see what miracles you pull in. No, all you're doing is just bringing it all together to bring something beautiful in.
Hmm. You know what? I want to wrap up the call, but I've got to call on. It's Zoom user. I don't have your name. You have a like a Mount Shasta background, or mountain
Oh,
background behind you.
That me?
That is you.
yes, that's
Yes.
you.
Welcome to the call.
My name's Marianne.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi,
Hi,
Karen. Hi,
Mary.
Don.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year. Yay.
Um, I feel like I'm about 60% um, honoring the journey behind me and stepping forward, aligned, clear, and open to the highest expression of my soul. So,
Mhm.
my question is, what is going to help me take aligned action to support this new embodiment?
What would be the first step for you jumping in? jumping in the ocean where you might drown and die, what would be the first step for you to do that?
I had a dream where I told my dad that I got a new job with the initials GAS.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I was excited and happy about that. Do you know what those initials would stand for?
Hmm. I don't. I mean, I don't, and they're not telling me. So know that that's coming in. N know that that was you seeing the future. So it is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, something that I want to share that I know you're going to add to, and I'm feeling really strongly to share this um, as part of guidance for all of us. So many times, again, I love how you came in with the statement and then the question that you're 60% and that you're in this particular place. And for me, it's like we're so in a hurry to get to the next place that we're not really taking in the accomplishment, the relaxation, the joy of being in that new place. Because even if we're seeing visions of the future, we can still be in the present. And actually, by being and just taking a breath, it's like, wow, let me enjoy the scenery for a second. It's like, look how badass I was to get here.
Oh,
Wow, I feel relief that I'm in a different place. Wow, how wonderful that I'm getting dreams with letters. How exciting. I wonder what else wants to come through. Before we get so far ahead that what's the point of getting to the next place if we're going to do the same thing?
Hmm.
And I don't think the next place is going to be given to us in the way that it was in the past because we're meant to embody the frequency and the transmission of what we're receiving. We are learning to have appreciation for what we have rather than bypassing it, trying to search for something else that's outside of our scope of being able to receive because we haven't had, we just don't acknowledge the beauty that's here. And so there's just an invitation just to slow down and sip the sweet nectar of how far you've come. Um, and there's a trust in yourself and in the guidance that the next step's going to be revealed. And I know, Karen, you'll have a lot to add to that specifically for
yeah, thank you for
yeah.
bringing that up. And the other thing that I'm hearing very clearly is let's play with this beautiful dream. GAS, they're not telling me what it is. So if
Nice.
you, what would you love that to be?
Well,
Hmm.
I saw a lady who had the job before, and she was very prosperous and beautiful, and I like that.
Hmm.
Okay, and doing something that you love,
Yeah.
doing something that you're really good at. And what would, I mean, I keep GAS, I keep thinking gas and you're on your way. That was not very sophisticated, but yeah, I'm start just kind of imagining what her, what your daily work would be and or industry, what industry would it be? And
Well, I was going to take this course on building management um, because for some reason I think that I'm going to be a property manager, and but I'm also been a healer and shaman and doing a lot of that kind of stuff for many, many years. And I took a break from it for a while, and my friend said that I can make more money being a healer than a building manager, and I'd probably be happier doing the healing work, which I was. Um,
It sounds like you may benefit from a session with Karen
Yeah.
to go deeper. And y'all, the special offer, y'all know where to find it. Again, there's the 2 weeks Starseed Family Origins and getting in there and tuning into what the gifts are. Chris put it in the chat box again. Um, and I lost my train of thought for a second. So Karen, why don't you wrap us up?
Okay. Whatever's going to make you the happiest, that's what it's going to be. And um, um, and whatever you choose, the income coming in is going to match your happiness and fulfillment level, not your unfulfillment level. So if you are ready to kind of take a couple of circles and decide to get back into healing, which makes sense to me, doing the shaman work and doing what you're doing, what I want you to do is kind of like just kind of take some circles and just like, yeah, I think I'm ready to do this. And this time I'm going to do it very differently. I'm not going to be hustling for clients. I'm not going to be, doing marketing plans. I'm not going to be blah, blah, blah. What I'm just going to do is just send out a message to my team to literally rendezvous everybody on this planet who's praying for what you have right now, for them to magically find you, that it's going to be effortless. You're going to be able to serve many, many more people than you were able to do in the past, because there's so many more people that are going to be praying for you and your gifts. And you're going to show up and you're going to be beautiful and you're going to be successful. You're going to be happy. And there's no limitations there.
All right, love. Blessings on your journey.
Yeah, I hope that
Keep tapping into those dreams.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Yeah, go towards what you want.
There you go. There you go.
If you're driving, you're not going to go towards the toxic dump. You're going to go towards, the beautiful
Exactly.
mountain.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Blessings to you. Karen, what a wonderful call today again. I'm full for sure. I don't know about y'all, but there's just such a beautiful abundance of awareness and transmission that was shared today. I hope you come back and listen to the replay. I definitely hope that you dive into the special offer of Karen and 100% Karen, both in the 60-minute private session. It seemed like 60 seconds, but also in the 4 hours that you'll have together. And again, the link's in the chat box underneath the video where you're watching. And again, Karen, thank you so much. You just always show up with so much. And it's such a gift to be able to share you with our community.
I love you dearly. I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing.
Right back at you.
So important. And I also want to say hello, Lynn. Thank you. I love you for all of your questions. And
yeah, y'all, I wanted to call on everybody. I really did.
I
And
know,
chat box and everything else. And yeah, we just got to move on to the next thing. So, but y'all show up to the next call. We have a special call on Monday. It's just me and y'all. So if y'all want to show up in community, it's typically reserved for just the membership, but I open it up from time to time. So there's an email going out about that. Drop into any of Karen's work, but the special offer is a great invitation at a special price. And y'all have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Blessings, 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 everybody. Love you guys.
I love you all.
Thank you.